Hello, my name is Kenneth. For my topic, I chose tourism disaster. When I picked this topic, I was thinking about Hurricane Michael and its impact on the Florida Panhandle. I assumed that this major hurricane had a huge impact on the state of Florida's tourism. I was right and wrong on this. Hurricane Michael affected Mexico Beach, Panama City, and Port St. Joe's tourism, but had little effect on the entire state. Hurricane Irma had a bigger impact on the state's tourism. Due to this hurricane traveling the coast of Florida, all major amusement parks and attractions were closed, and vacationers mandated to evacuate. Approximately 5.6 million residents and tourists were evacuated north, according to pilotguides.com. Hurricane Irma effects on the tourism in Florida were greater than Hurricane Michael, even though it was a slightly smaller hurricane. Still large, but slightly smaller. This was due to the area of Florida that Hurricane Irma impacted, as well as how much of the state this hurricane traveled, as it went up the entire state. My first impression was that the size of the hurricane would determine the impact of tourism. However, I was wrong. It is more about the area the storm impacts and how much of a certain state is affected that determines the impact on tourism. For Hurricane Irma, it closed Disney World, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, and Legoland. More than 3,000 flights in and out of Florida were canceled or plans changed. This had an impact on the hotels, restaurants, and all service areas. Approximately 20 cruise lines that call Miami port of call either changed their itineraries or canceled altogether. Hurricane Michael only affected a small portion of the Florida tourist areas, and due to all the housing being destroyed, the hotels in the surrounding area remained full of residents. They had no other place to go, which was good for the hotels, but not the rest of the business, as restaurants suffer with limited staff and limited customer base, as well as local stores that were geared toward tourists and not locals, saw the biggest impact of Hurricane Michael. To recap on what I discovered, the area and how many places are affected by a hurricane has a greater impact on tourism than the size of the storm. As with the example, Hurricane Michael is the largest, most powerful storm to hit the Florida Panhandle and caused a lot of damage to the areas of impact, displacing residents and changing the landscape forever. But Hurricane Irma, which in itself was a huge hurricane but not as powerful as Hurricane Michael, had a bigger impact on tourism for the state of Florida due to impacting more tourist areas from the Florida Keys all the way up. I feel that since Florida is a tourist state, that a response recovery includes this as an objective. It's included as an objective to get tourism back up as soon as possible after all big storms. And this falls underneath the Visit Florida, which is the state's tourism marketing arm, according to WFSU.